Hey friend, welcome back to another secret bonus. This is what I call the game changer, and it's my 25-minute time block strategy. This awesome little productivity hack eliminates overwhelm with short, focused sprints of action. In this lesson, we're going to outline my secret weapon, again, I like to call my 25-minute time block strategy. And here's how we're going to accomplish it in 3 steps. 1, we're going to talk about this strategy as a way to address and then conquer overwhelm in the specific context of learning how to budget. 2, then we're going to define what time blocks are a bit more granularly. And finally, 3, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it so you can start using it immediately. Okay, let's dig into it. First, let's talk about overwhelm. In my opinion, overwhelm is the sworn enemy of learning any new skill. It's just way too easy to be overwhelmed when you're looking at a huge behemoth project or set of tasks that are new to you and cause you to think to yourself, how am I ever going to do this? Overwhelm will cause you to throw your arms up in the air and retreat, especially in the early stages of learning how to budget. And I want to help you prevent that from happening. Believe me, I've seen it happen way too many times in my years of coaching. Like I addressed earlier in the course, at various points in this journey, you will be tempted to feel overwhelmed, which is a huge reason so many people never develop the skill and habit of effective budgeting. But I want you to understand that overwhelm is actually a normal and natural part of the process, and I want you to be prepared for its arrival. And so I want to give you this specific 25-minute time block strategy that has absolutely revolutionized the way I work on everything in my own life, from my own daily budgeting activities to my content creation and the management of my online business. I actually used it on a daily basis as I created this course for you. So what is a time block strategy? The time block strategy is nothing more than a tool meant to help you take a big, hairy, audacious goal, or BHAG, like pulling together all of your bills, expenses, and debts, and break it down into small, manageable, bite-sized, no overwhelm pieces, all in the context of tiny bits of time or time blocks. It's designed to help you organize your set of tasks into smaller sized blocks of time that allow you to hyper-focus on one aspect for a specific period of time, take a break, and then dive back into your task after a brief and hopefully refreshing pause. And by the way, the 25-minute time blocks I'm recommending can be expanded or contracted based on your needs. For example, you can make a 25-minute time block, a 60-minute time block, or a 90-minute time block, or you can contract it down to 15 minutes, whatever your needs are. As a point of example, I now do 90-minute time blocks when producing content for my platform. But I will say that I started with 25-minute time blocks a few years ago when I was just getting started, so as not to allow myself too much time in the time block to get distracted. All that said, I recommend starting with 25 minutes and then seeing if you need to expand or contract that later on. Now let's talk about how time blocks work. Go ahead and pull out your smartphone, stopwatch, or go to this free online resource, tomato-timer.com. If you have access to a timer that has multiple timers within it, like the tomato timer, set the first timer for 25 minutes. Next, set the second timer for either 5 or 10 minutes. This will be the duration of rest between the 25-minute time blocks. Next, start the 25-minute timer at the time you begin each task. Then, go to town on the task with 100% concentration and 0% distractions for the entire 25 minutes. Take a breather with the 5 to 10 minute timer in between tasks, and this will help you minimize anxiety and reduce that feeling of being overwhelmed. And that's it. It's really that easy. Again, I've been using this exact strategy literally every day for the past 3 years for my own finances and for when I'm creating blog and YouTube content, and I promise you it works. Now for a little pro tip. For this strategy to work best, it's extremely important that you have 0 distractions during the time block. To get the maximum effectiveness of the strategy, you must be completely present and focused on the task at hand. Now, that may mean having to set some boundaries with loved ones, friends, and or colleagues as you get into it. Some examples of this would include explaining that, mommy or daddy needs to concentrate and can't be distracted for these 25 minutes, unless of course it's a case of an emotional meltdown or the destruction of a beloved toy. 2, asking colleagues not to disturb you during your allotted time block session and offering alternative times or means of availability. And number 3, possibly moving yourself to a separate distraction-free zone like a remote office space, coffee shop, or isolation chamber. Okay, conclusion and call to action. So my recommendation is to go ahead and employ this method immediately by using it to consume the next lesson in this series. Go ahead and set your timer for 25 minutes. Consume and take action on as much of the content as you can in the 25 minutes. Take a 5 to 10 minute break, and then start another time block. Okay, now that I've prepped you with all the tools you need to make sure your mind is in the right place, let's go ahead and jump over to day 1 and get you some quick budgeting wins. But before you move to the next module, please make sure to give us some feedback on this one in the feedback time tell us your thoughts section. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next lesson.